Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So if you missed the key word for the chance to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers anywhere on their American tour, you get a full trip to go see them. We'll have that for you again at 9:20, just about 10 minutes away. So stay here. You want to get that word. It's an incredible trip. And also coming up in sports at 9:30, not only a historic day on the north side, the south side, some history was made as well, as the game was so rough yesterday that not everybody wanted to go back on the field and play. Kenzie, when you hear this audio.
What?
There's incredible, unique audio of the White Sox game. And I don't
Like the players?
Well, we'll just hold tight.
Let's do it now. Coming up at 9:11.
No. I want to save it. I want to keep you around here for that audio that we'll play shortly in sports coming up. Okay, here's what. I'll give you some audio. I'll give you this audio, Kenzie.
Okay.
This is audio of a couple women that went into a Walmart and they stole stuff and threw it in a random car, and they said it was a game.
At the White Sox game?
No, at a Walmart.
Unrelated
to the White Sox. They stole stuff from a Walmart and threw it in a random car, and they just said they were playing a game when the cops approached them. So
A game of theft?
They called it 21, but here is the cops approaching the ladies outside the Walmart.
We're doing an investigation right now. Apparently somebody walked out with a
car. Put it in a random car?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, would you come over by the car with us?
Whose car is it?
I don't know.
Me neither.
So where's all your stuff you took out of the store? And
I put it in a random car that was open.
In a random car that was open?
Yeah.
For what?
Because y'all were coming and I just ran up to the car and it's a game that we play. It's called 21. It's basically like you go and steal on the field and you get out without getting caught. Well, I did it one other time than this time, but I got caught this time. So now I got to figure out where my purse is and where my merchandise is, because now I got to give all the merchandise back to Walmart. Well, it's not really a game.
Yeah,
it is a game.
It's theft.
To you, that's theft. It's fun too. It's really fun. Oh, going to jail is fun.
Okay, I love the sassy Susie in the background. Oh, going to jail's fun.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, it's a tale of two sides of town and two different kinds of baseball. North side yesterday. Let's start there. What a wonderful, historic home opener for your Chicago Cubs.
Very fun.
Very fun. And
Brought my baby.
And the rain held off.
I know. It was great. He had a little water-resistant suit on. We didn't even need it. Well, actually, when we walked to the car, he needed it. But besides that.
It rained right at the end, and then really poured after that.
We got to the car before the pouring, which was very exciting.
Well done.
Yes.
So wait, well, he was wearing a wetsuit? What was the baby wearing?
No, like kind of like a snowsuit. Like he had like a little North Face like snowsuit. So like had like the, so it was water resistant.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I didn't know North Face made baby products.
They do.
Oh,
and he has it.
They clean up because they only last like a week, and then they get bigger. They can't fit it anymore. So you got to buy another one.
That's a good point.
Oh,
well,
God.
no, it's true. This is a one-season snowsuit.
Yeah. Well,
but it was worth it because he needed it at the home. He needed something solid.
Well, you were the one that told me about the first game, which I haven't taken Harper to a game yet. So this year we're doing that, obviously.
How did my baby make it to a game?
Hey,
before Harper.
I don't know.
And you live right there.
Right in the shadow of it. No, I'm a little more weirded out about I'm afraid she's going to hit me with a baseball. I just can't stop that thought.
They got the nets now, though.
I know, but they go over the nets sometimes.
Also, aren't you going to be there?
No, Brian,
are you just going to drop her off? What do you mean she's going to get hit by a baseball? Are you going to make any effort to catch the baseball or move her?
I picture my Little League self throwing the baby aside and running for the ball.
That's a separate issue.
I know. I can't trust myself with a baby at a baseball game. That's all I'm saying. I can't do it. Even if Megan's there, too. I just can't do it. But this year, she's old enough now.
You got a hot dog in one hand. You're clenching a beer with your teeth. You got Harper in the other.
Can I just have some alone time at the baseball game? That's all I'm looking for.
Oh, so that's what it really is. You don't want Harper to ruin baseball for you.
That's it. Now you got to the point of it.
Jeez.
Be like me. Go to a game by yourself. That's what I'm doing on Friday.
We're going to talk about that later in the week, Kenzie. He's going to the Cubs game by himself, Kay says, on Friday.
Oh, my husband's going to be there with my other son. So have fun.
Oh, I'm sure I'll see him.
Do you want to see Shohei? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
I thought you were going to say he was going by himself, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes by himself all the time.
Well, Case, there you go.
I'd hang out with him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. He goes by himself a lot.
You got a friend in him.
That's really nice.
You got a friend in him.
I mean, don't talk a lot during the game. Trust me.
I have the same rule.
I've made that mistake.
No, I have the same rule. We'd actually get along quite well.
Does he wear the old Walkman headphones and fills out the scorecard during the game?
I yesterday, you want to know what happened at the home opener? Can I just tell you what happened?
Sure.
So we work the whole time, okay? Then I get the baby down, and I was like wearing the baby in the carrier of there, and I hadn't eaten since like 6 a.m., right?
Right.
So I'm starving. So we wait for the opening ceremonies to be done. He goes, do you want some food? I go, yes, I'm so hungry. And I'm taking care of the baby, right? I'm like, please. He goes downstairs and comes up a few minutes later, and I'm like, oh, awesome. Like, it'd been about 10 minutes. I'm like, sometimes it takes way longer than that, right? And I'm all excited. He goes, 15-minute wait for hot dogs. Sorry.
Oh.
And sits down. Like, he decided to not wait. And I go, so we're just not going to eat? He's like, well, maybe in a little bit, but, like, I'm not going to wait 15 minutes. And I'm like, what is going on?
Well, you're missing the game at that point. I wouldn't want to wait either.
But in the meantime, 7 minutes would have passed of that 15-minute wait for the hot dog, and it would have been closer to getting the hot dog.
I just was like, what if you ordered and then kind of walked out and walked up the stairs while you waited for it?
Yeah.
And watched. I was devastated. I just sat there and he goes, what are you, mad? I'm like, just hungry. I mean, when are we going to do this again?
Yeah.
Like in 15 minutes? Or like, what's the plan?
Well, it certainly was a game not to be missed, as Shota Imanaga pitched 6 innings in his debut, struck out 9 Rockies batters while giving up just 2 hits and 0 runs. So he made Cubs history, becoming the first pitcher to do that, strike out at least 9 batters, allow 2 or fewer hits, allow 0 runs in their debut for the Northsiders. And Kenzie, I was telling Case earlier, I love his energy, like fist pumping off the mound. Like, it brought so much fun to the game.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, he is.
I really like him.
Oh, I said the same thing. He's my guy.
He's so likable. It is unbelievable.
Unless he starts pitching bad. But right now, it's all good. Right now, everything's fine. It's great.
He'd still have a great personality.
He really would.
Great personality stands the test. Good pitching or not.
On a tale of 2 sides of town in the same weather, the White Sox had rain delays. Their game was a little bit later, to be fair. And the game was just ugly. They had 3 hits in the whole game. 9-0 they lose to the Rockies. But, Kenzie, this is what happened. As I said, I played some audio for you.
They lost to the Braves. I wish they lost to the Rockies.
I was like, wait.
Oh, my bad.
The Rockies went over there?
They wanted another beating, and then they ended up winning a game. No, it was the Braves. And so in the 8th inning?
Yeah, in the 8th inning, there was a rain delay at the conclusion of the top of the 8th. So there was a delay before the White Sox were able to hit. There ended up being another delay after the 8th inning where the game was called off. But in between that, the White Sox had one more chance to bat, and this is what happened.
Well, they couldn't find the first base coach, so they could not continue the game. Here's the Braves announcers talking about the situation.
So how about this? We have a delay because there is no first base coach right now for the Chicago White Sox, which is quite incredible.
Do you think he was in line for that s'mores?
He went up to the 300 level.
Well, there's a delay. He's like, I'm just going to go grab a little snack.
Over your hustle.
Here's more of the audio.
Something usually happens at a Little League game. Supposed to be Jason Bourgeois. And so apparently he's not down there. They're yelling, anybody.
You hear the guys lightly in the background. They go, is anybody working here? These are baseball managers. They go on.
And coach first base.
Can Wiley Ballard coach first base?
I didn't know that was a rule that you had to have a first base coach.
Yeah.
I have never. This is a new one. I've never seen this.
So they're going to send out somebody.
Meanwhile, Tyler Matzik is waiting to enter the game here in the bottom of the 8th after Dylan Lee pitched before the rain delay.
It's pretty brutal that somebody has not just grabbed a helmet and gone out there.
What is going on? Who ended up out there?
Well, they keep going. Finally, somebody gets out there, but you hear the rest of the audio.
Like why this is taking so long. We know how deep staffs run. There's so many coaches. And the White Sox are just standing around looking at each other.
They're like playing rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, like I don't want to do it. I want to get wet.
Staring contest. First one to blink has to do first.
God.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and Lauren coming in, take you through the rest of this gloomy day where the fog is not lifting. So be careful out there on the roads. A lot of accidents this morning. Coming up, we have tomorrow all the things we gave away today. Chili Peppers, chance to go see them anywhere at 9 o'clock. At 8:10, we'll get you on the phones for Bonnaroo with Clash with Kenzie. And then 7:20, 21 Pilots tickets in a song scramble. But let's get to our takeaways first. Case, what do you got?
Veronica in Indiana checked in. She said, takeaway, I'm going to have nightmares about Brian running at cicadas trying to pee on them.
That's what I plan on doing.
pants down.
Someone's got to do it.
I don't think so. I don't think someone has to do it.
Kenzie, takeaway. What do you got?
Trucker Mike, who knew that Lewis and Clark's first names were John and Yoko?
John and Yoko.
Who knew?
John Clark.
Who knew? I did. Obviously, I got it right in trivia.
Yoko Lewis. Very big. And finally, Sarah checked in. Takeaway. 21 Pilots might need a restraining order.
Whew, boy, do they.
So the winner of the tickets today had seen them 75 times. And by the time she won tickets in the Song Scramble today, and she won tickets to the show that's coming up, several months from now.
In October.
So by that time, she'll have seen them 100 times.
101, yeah.
Will be the one she won for
That
free.
has to be most of their shows.
She sees all of them almost. And she works
That's what I'm saying.
And she works at Starbucks and lives at home and saves all her money, and all her money goes to 21 Pilot shows. It's not like,
wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
How old is she?
We didn't get the age on that. I think she's probably 20 years old.
She sounded like a younger woman, so a woman in her 20s.
This is the time to do it. She's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
like leaving her kids at home to go to all the shows.
Oh, no. There's no kids in cribs.
That's good.
Case, what are you on the podcast?
Oh, it's a loaded day. Obviously, we talked last hour about your identities being stolen and how Kenzie is not worried about hers being stolen. Good luck if you get Kenzie's identity.
Bummer.
Also, cicada STDs, a real threat to our society. We talked all about that, what you need to know. And then we started the show this morning. Really important info. Everything you know about President William Howard Taft has been a lie. He's been smeared for a century now, and we had one of his relatives on the phone to clear the air about the misconceptions of the largest president in history.
He was a thick boy. He was a thick boy. Go to the podcast to figure all that out. Q101.com. The new Brian and Kenzie podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I go to Spotify, maybe go to Apple. It's all there for you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.